Alright guys, so today we're talking about the best decks in Marvel Snap. We're going to do this in a little bit different parts. For those who are used to the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff and you play Marvel Snap, what's good? Make sure you click the like button. If you do not, make sure you check it out. It's actually a pretty interesting game. If your biggest complaint is for Yu-Gi-Oh is how long the games take, Marvel Snap is perfect for you. And for those of you who are just coming to the channel, not from Yu-Gi-Oh, just from Marvel Snap, make sure you click that subscribe button to show your support for the channel. We're gonna do this, like I said, in a few different sections. We're gonna talk about meta share, we're gonna talk about win share, we're talking about average queues, average amount of wins, stuff like that. Because right now the best deck is Death, but it's very interesting to actually look at the Death deck because we know already that Death or Armin Death or this sort of like destroy type deck, like this has been a very, very, very popular deck. Obviously, we're going by meta share. Obviously, we're in 20 through 49, which isn't really the best, right? So it makes sense that this has just been dominating that pool. I don't want to do too deep of a dive until we get into the little bit higher levels, like the I don't know what I just clicked. I believe it goes to 70. I think it's like 60 to, or like 70 to 80, or like 50 to 70, something to that effect. Yeah, 80 to 99. This is where like the best play happens. Like I know they go past infinite now, and that's supposed to make people play harder, but it doesn't. Like we all know 80 to 99 is where like the best decks are. Toxic Server is pretty cool. Good amount of win shares. Another Armin Death deck. I don't see how it's different. Nova. This one's got X23. This one's got Nova. Nova's an alright card. Ongoing Spectrum's actually a really underrated deck. Neymar, this is probably actually just puts up a really interesting amount of power. You gotta kind of run Neymar over Miss Marvel though, because obviously they don't work well with each other, and I'd rather run Miss Marvel. But let's take a look. Let's just jump all the way up. I guess let's look at this first. If you want to look at win rate, it was actually pretty interesting. Athena Hawk is 100% win rate. This wild looking deck here. Utilizing Ravonna, Hammer Lockjaw, always been a great deck. That's what happens when you buff Lockjaw. But let's jump now to 80 to 99. This is where like the best players are. The collection level. We'll just go to 3,500 plus, right? So this is the best of the best. This is cream of the crop. And this is the people. These are the decks that have the highest meta share. Obviously, Loki just got changed. I don't necessarily think it's going to completely destroy the card. I thought a lot of people were saying like the card's dead. I think I saw that from Cozy. I don't think the card's dead. I think the card's different. The card's interaction with collector is dead. You're now replacing your deck with your opponent's starting deck, and then you're giving them one cost and drawing a card. You might think that that's just the worst. You might think that that's just what is the point of having my opponent's deck, but just slightly worse. But you've probably never played like the Destroy Mirror, if you think that, or you probably never played the Discard Mirror, especially with the Moon Knight buff. Move has an interesting mirror as well. Like, yeah, a deck like Move Thena or a deck like Arishem, the mirrors are weird. But a deck like Null Death, what if you get to your Null, even though it's -1, and they don't? Like, I mean, yes, a lot of Destroy decks are running Shang-Chi for the mirror, but a lot of them aren't. And you'll know, and that's the biggest thing, is you'll be getting information. You'll be drawing cards going, oh, they're running this tech piece. Watch out for that. Like if you're playing, like let's say that exact thing happens. You're playing this deck, and you're going into this deck, and you're seeing all of these cards. You're like, I haven't seen Shang-Chi yet. I wonder if they're running Shang-Chi. Probably not. Or let's say instead of running Killmonger, or I don't even know, instead of Hulkbuster, you're running Shang-Chi, right, for the mirror. You're like, oh, this is a death deck that runs Shang-Chi, right? All these different things. Mockingbird has great synergy with it if you do open it. And Dr. Octopus is not dead. People don't realize it's good he lost 2 points because a crazy buff would have been a 4/9, right? So he's the biggest 4-cost. I know Black Cat is a 4-cost, but he's the biggest 4-cost. He still pulls down something, and he went from the only card you don't want him to pull is Shang-Chi to the only card you do want him to pull is Shang-Chi. So that's actually really interesting. This is a really interesting deck. Arishem, crazy. I think it's just, you have Athena, which has been a very good deck for a very long time. Add a card like Copycat to it, and you're going to be in a great spot. Sorry if the mic sounds weird. The cat's run up against the mic. Nocturne is cool. You don't really need it, though. Captain Marvel is just a good card. Obviously, we're replenishing our Athenas with our Kitty Prides. You kind of do still need Kitty Pride for Athena, which makes the play a little awkward. But it's not too bad. This is this deck. And we actually already talked about this deck a little bit. I do want to take a look now, though, at the win rate. We have Discard Collector. Yeah, this is the deck that I've been using recently. It's been helping me climb up a lot. I actually don't have MODOK yet, so it's not as good as it should be. I don't even remember what I'm running instead of MODOK. I think I'm running Swordmaster instead of Glaive. I'm not running Gambit. I'm actually running Moon Knight instead of Gambit, but everything else is the same. This interaction is absolutely absurd. Just having the ability to completely empty, you just fill out your entire hand. I mean, if Helicarrier is the last card in your hand, and you have a Dracula on board, you pitch it, Dracula becomes a 4/11, and Collector, if it hasn't gotten anything the entire game, is a 2/9. Right? And that's assuming we didn't hit Swarm. That's assuming we didn't hit APOC, right? Because APOC's interaction with Collector is dope too. This has always been my favorite way to play discard. And it just still is a fantastic deck. You have flex spots like Glaive. You have flex spots like Moon Knight now that it got buffed. If you're trying to be fun, you can run Wolverine in X23. There's nothing wrong with running Meek as well, but I really like this. It's a really tight list, and I don't have MODOK, and it works super fine for me. So it's an absolutely fantastic deck. I definitely recommend anybody trying it out. But as we continue forward, we go to Gwen Surfer. Just utilizing Shaw, utilizing Gwen, utilizing Shaw, utilizing Forge, utilizing Shaw, utilizing Nova, Killmonger's interaction with Shaw, and utilizing Surfer with their interaction with the entire deck. I've mentioned this on multiple occasions. Silver Surfer needs to get nerfed. I said this about a year ago because of its interaction with 3-cost cards. I said the same thing about Zabu. Zabu did eventually get nerfed, and now I'm saying it about Silver Surfer. It's really obnoxious that we have to always have this deck somewhere in the meta. At the same time frame, though, this is my most popular card because I find a way to put Surfer in every single deck. So yeah, so let me know what you guys think. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, make sure you let me know. Click that like button down below. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button, show your support for the content. Most importantly of all, have a good day. That's going to require some editing, and I really wish